Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Robbie's Tarot, which I would like to call Tarot Therapy. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I got a couple disclaimers. First of all, my nails are not done. They're messed up. I've been trying to get these nails off my fingers. But the reason why I haven't gotten them taken off is because I got sick with the coronavirus. My lungs are fucked up. It's been over 6 weeks. Still have to use an inhaler, nebulizer, whatever. But I'm getting better though. So the smell will kind of irritate my lungs. So please don't mind my nails, y'all. Thank you. Also, I miss reading cards for everyone, and I've been Spirit really been edging me to come back to my readings. Okay, so I just want to thank y'all for coming, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this reading. I do not like to pull a lot of cards because I feel like there's a lot to say for each card. So we're gonna get into this. Calling on to the divine 11 light and the 6 elements. Spirit, ether, fire, water, earth, and air. Tune in with me. Listen to the reading for myself. Also calling on the gods and goddesses of the pure white light and the vibrational frequency of love and understanding. Also calling on my personal spirit guide. Also calling on the energy of Goddess Oshun. Thank you so much, Spirit. I just want to let y'all know that I do my readings a little different. I will relate myself into these readings just to make it a little bit more personal, because that's what I would do. If I don't relate to the reading, then it is what it is. So I hope that everybody that's watching this will receive the messages that they need to receive. I'm not going to do any editing to this video, and I'm just going to go ahead and post it because I've been having fear of posting my videos because I feel like nobody will watch them, and I would I don't know, I just been feeling really fearful, and it's like I'm thinking like, oh, I don't have any fear, and so I wouldn't even be in tune with my gifts because I've been in fear of what people would say, and that's part of my Chiron and my Leo. Chiron being in Leo in the 12th house, and also my sun being in Leo in the 12th house as well. So I got a lot of 12th house activities going on here. And I'm also a Leo rising as well. But anyway, we'll discuss charts later. I will definitely timestamp this reading, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get 3 cards, please, for the collective. What messages do you have for the collective? What messages do you have for the collective? Thank you. Ooh, that was too many cards to come out. Thank you. We have the 9 of Wands, 4 Cups. I can tell this is going to be for my loners out there. And I feel like I'm definitely going to relate to this video. 5 of Swords. Yes, this is definitely for my loners out here. For my people who beat up on the... I'm sorry I'm moving the camera so much. I just want y'all to be able to see. Again, please don't talk about my nails. Anyway, at this point, I really don't care. And then we have a bonus card that came out, which is the Hangman. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So much going on here. So... the first thing I thought about the 9 of Wands was the Wounded Healer. The Wounded Healer is here. You're pretty tense. And you walk around like you're okay when you're really not. I'm sorry if y'all hear my chair squeaking. Like, I got pillows and covers in there. I'm trying to get comfortable. But anyway, you're walking around like you're okay, but you're really not. Sometimes you could be very defensive, emotional. This is layers deep underneath. This is what you're feeling inside. But you feel like you're showing a different part of yourself. Okay, so inside you could be hurting, you could be defensive, or something somebody could say could trigger you some feelings. It's like a ping, like your emotions are just bouncing around on the inside, but on the outside you're trying to keep a straight face, or you're trying to laugh it off, or you're doing something else, but you're not really fully expressing yourself. Boom, which comes over to the Four of Cups, where you are more secluded, you're rejecting things, you're avoiding things, because you're scared of a certain outcome, not expressing yourself, but you feel like you are expressing yourself. This is really what's going on underneath. And then we have the Five of Swords here. You are your worst enemy. You're beating yourself up about qualities about yourself that you feel like could improve, but you're having trouble improving them. So it's like there's a constant battle of wants and needs here, and which ultimately leads you to this hanged man type energy, where you're not moving forward and you're not really moving backward. You're just in this catatonic or purgatorish type of state, where you're not in hell, but you're not in heaven, but you're kind of like meh. You know what I mean? We have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. I do have shortness of breath, so bear with me. We have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is here to tell you to speak about your inner wisdom and also help yourself. They say meditation. I spent a year meditating every day, and it's kind of hard to get back into it. I did it because I wanted to, and I felt like that was like a normal part of my day. And that was when I was going through my first awakening. That's just me. But sometimes it's good to get back into meditating, and always use the binaural beats to go with it. Like, that's what I did. That helped me elevate. So here we have the wounded healer, the person who is shunned away, a loner. You really don't have that many friends. You have friends that can reach out to you, or you can reach out to and talk to, but not every day, probably. Or even the closest friends that you have, you kind of pull away from them, and they understand you. And then you have these moments where you're so negative to yourself. You beat up on yourself a lot because you're dealing with your own thoughts. And it's like, when you talk to people, like, it seems like they're not really in the mode or the state to really baby you. I don't want to say baby you, but like caress your feelings or emotions, or tell you everything is going to be okay. Or sometimes you might be looking for a deeper answer from other people that you talk to. You might be looking for an enlightening moment or a healing moment or some instructions from the universe, thank you, through other people, when all you have to do is sit there and tune into yourself. You don't tune into yourself a lot because you don't like yourself in an aspect. I mean, other things may be good as far as like money and sex life, relationship, as far as like your lover, this or that. But you still might have these issues that are going on in your insides that on the outside people don't know that it's that deep, that you're going through these things. And it carries with you through years of your life. It follows you. It follows you. And it's going to continue to follow you until you heal what's on the inside. And it's so funny because I've been researching Chiron, and Chiron is like the wounded healer. Sorry, y'all. So Chiron is like the wounded healer, the deepest depths, the part of us that's been hurt and in pain. It really does have an effect on us today. Now, when I first went through my awakening, I was going through a lot of pain. Me and my mom, well, I was going through the pain from when I was a child, you know, how my mom treated me and my sister, and you know, it was just very emotionally and physically painful, I could say. But I was trying to get over that. And then I was just going through a rough time. I think it was like 23, 24 when this process really hit me in the face. Which I could talk about that later in another video. But I lost my train of thought. So back to Chiron. I'm going to go back to Chiron. So Chiron highlights all these things. And okay, I was saying that to say this. When I was going through my spiritual awakening, like years passed, and I'm thinking like I'm healed. I could be my normal self. I gained an ultimate level of peace that I thought. And now that I'm married and, you know, my outside life is perfect for where it's supposed to be at right now. Everything is great. I'm happy. My husband's happy. But deep down on the depths, on the inside, I still have those insecurities there. Or I still have those talks with myself that are not so lighthearted. Or I do push myself away from people, you know, just certain things like that. So your situation may be different, but I'm definitely in resonation with this reading, if resonation is a word, because we resonating around this piece. But anyway, this is way deeper than I ever thought this could be, because on the outside, like, excuse me, on the outside, people are not noticing this. Nobody knows what's going on within you, you know? This is deep. I can't really explain, like, but this is really deep, because it's like there's this pain, this ongoing pain that just keep getting swept up under the rug. And you thinking like, oh, I'm accumulating this money, I'm accumulating this, my husband, my wife, I got this thing that I wanted, I got the car that I wanted, I got this new bedroom set, I got this and that, and me and my friends, we went here, we went there, we had fun, but it's like deep down in the depths, you're not expressing yourself fully, and you're not being your ultimate self that you want to be. There's a level of achievement there's no schooling for that you want to achieve. There's no training courses that you can take. There's no counselor that can heal this, because they wouldn't understand. It's deeper than that. So I suggest you maybe get a high priestess to help, or you have to go back into I'm sorry, my lungs, y'all. Please bear with me. I might have to take a puff of my inhaler today. But you have to go deep down back into that meditation. Or you could have more self-awareness. And when you start to notice those feelings that you're having, stop yourself, because you feel those feelings. Like, no matter what's going on around you, you feel that. And when you feel those feelings, you stop it. You stop whatever you're doing. Take a minute to go inside and just talk it out. or just talk it out, to yourself and choose a different path. Thank you, Spirit. That's what this reading is about. This is choosing, because you can heal from all this. All this you can heal from. You have to choose a different path. You're wounded, but you're going to heal yourself from this wound. So that wound will not be there anymore. You're just going to be a healer. All right? Thank you. Oh, God. It took a lot to get that out, because it's like I'm fumbling around trying to figure out what. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. We're going to get a clarify the card from the Witch's Tarot deck. The Modern Witch. Why can't I talk? Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, let's get a clarifying. 1 or 2, you choose. Thank you. And look what we have here. Wow. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. That's what we want to achieve. The ultimate level of initial happiness. And the Ace of Cups does talk about, a new beginning, or aces talk about new starts. So, with the Devil here, I feel like this is years, decades, centuries of karma here that has carried through the cosmos from your astrological chart to you. And you're trying to heal yourself from this, but you're not going to be able to heal yourself being defensive. I'm not. Like, I could just see somebody, I'm not being defensive, or I'm not emotional, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. If somebody says you're being this way or you're being that way, like, you really get defensive. But, deep down inside, past your defensive barrier or your initial, what's it called? Your defense mechanism, that pain is still there. So it's keep knocking on your door, and it's keep knocking. The more you avoid it, it keeps knocking, and it keeps knocking because you're not acknowledging that part of yourself. Like me, it took me a while to realize that I've become really socially awkward. As I was going through my awakening, the friends that I had were dropping off like flies. And then I spent a lot of time by myself. I spent a lot of time in the bed meditating. This is when I wasn't working. I was down bad. I ain't had no car, no money, no nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I was really fucked up. Like, my spiritual awakening was crazy. So once I started integrating, and I was smoking weed, so it was like, I was getting really, like, paranoid, kind of. I don't know, but the weed was helping me meditate, so I was happy about that. Now, when I started integrating myself around people, I started feeling nervous, like, what is my face doing, or what are my hands doing, or, or do I start? I don't know. That was just me. I was just feeling really weird about people. It was just like stepping back into like a new, you know what I mean? Because I'm deep in my mind, but I know I'm around superficial people, so they don't, like when you go through an awakening and you go through hibernation for a while and you come back out and it's like, I see things a little deeper and people are not seeing it. And it's like the way my placements in my charts are, I really care about what people think. So it's like, I don't want to seem this way, because I cared about what they think, and I was ignoring a side of me and not expressing exactly who I was because I was so worried about what other people thought about me. And that was something that I had to overcome and I had to deal with. So this makes sense to where the devil is saying that you're not acknowledging the side of you that is eclectic or taboo to other people. just be open about it's not that easy to be open about yourself, and it's kind of scary, but I feel like once you achieve not beating the devil down, but making friends with your dark side, making friends with your dark side, making friends with your what's it called? Your insecurities or things that really hurt you in the past, and things that you want to deny to yourself and to the world. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it to yourself. Acknowledge it to the world. Be okay with that, and it will diminish. It will slowly diminish. But don't hang on to it like, yeah, I'm this and I'm that. Like, eventually it'll probably diminish or go away, but you have to work on this. And it's not at the point where you're like evolving. You're not evolving. I don't want to say it like that, but it's like you're incubating at this point. So you're like communicating, I want to say, with the other cells. Like just communicating with the other cells of yourself. Like, hey, I guess I'm acknowledging you. You are here. Yes, you are here. You are here. I acknowledge you and I come to peace. Thank you. Come to peace with it. I don't want my mind to be everywhere, but come to peace with this demon, dark side of yourself. Don't want to call it a demon, but it feels like one because it keeps knocking on your door. It keeps stagnant. We got the Knight of Wands twice here. So, yeah, like it's inevitable that you're going to be defensive. Let your guard down to yourself. Let your guard down to your insecurities or things that you don't like about yourself. Stop talking to yourself all crazy. Quit beating up on yourself. And I want to say, half the time these thoughts in your mind are not being reflected into your reality. No one is saying to you what you're saying to yourself. So it's like you're hurting your own self because of whatever you believe or whatever pain stemmed from childhood or whatever age. Some of you, it started at 9. Or some of you, it started at 5, 7, 4. You were hurt. You were told you had to be a certain way. You were told that you weren't good enough, that you were a piece of shit, that you would never be great. You were told all these things. And you believed them. And when you believed them, you acted in your life accordingly. You don't have no friends. Ain't nobody your friend. Don't trust nobody. So you're going through life like this because of what the adults around you were saying at the time. Little did you know, they weren't awake at all. They were imposing their thoughts and beliefs on you. And you were just a baby. Anyway, we're reaching this point. We're reaching the Ace of Cups. Once you acknowledge the devil and your dark side of yourself, you're going to step into a new reality once you acknowledge them and get used to acknowledging them. Not like, oh, I acknowledge this about myself. Oh my God, I see the world in a new light. No, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to take some time. It's going to take months, maybe a year, maybe even 2. But it's fine because you have to take time with healing yourself. There's no rush here. There's no rush. All right? But the healing is here. The healing is here. The acknowledgement, what you need to acknowledge, is right here on the table. I'm going to pull a card from the Infinite Universe Numbers deck. This deck of cards was made by a good friend of mine. Her name is Love. You can find her on Instagram at pressure_clothes. Or you can find her at Etsy right there. Disregard my hippo fingers. I love this deck. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we have 77. We have psychic abilities, connect to spirit world, study and process information. And if that don't go exactly with this reading, I don't know what do. Now, I want to say spirit is, my mind is like in the astrals right now. And I keep seeing like these gases coming together to form the astrologies, like the signs. I don't know how to explain it. But it's saying to me, somewhere in those gases, okay, nebulas, thank you. And the nebulas are gases, the 9 ether, the complete gases that form the sun. Well, okay, the sun is like a speck in the nebula's eyes. The nebulas form universes, okay? Bigger than planets, whole universes, whole solar systems. That's what nebulas form. And somewhere in the nebula that formed this realm that we're in, where we're in the 999th realm or something, or the ninth planet, I don't know. There were parts of this nebula or this concoction with this nebula that was not, that brought in this pain for you. This aspect in the astros. I'm sorry, I am really struggling trying to explain that. The aspect in the astros really came here through your astrological program, okay? So some of y'all need to study your chart. That's deep. I'm sorry. Y'all can skip over that if y'all want to. Okay, so 77, we have psychic abilities. Now, like I said, go inside, meditate, use music to meditate with, because music affects the brain 100%. So use music, binaural beats to meditate with. My favorite one is Miracle Tone, the 432 hertz one. But you can use something that's a little bit stronger if you want to. If it helps. So this meditation is going to allow you to go in, and then you have to intentionally go back to the age you were hurt and talk to that child, and talk to it and say what you need to say, comfort it, talk to that child like it's yours. Okay, that's mothering yourself. Thank you. Connect to spirit world. That's the same thing with your psychic abilities. You have to study and process information, as far as study how you felt back then, and how it affects you now. You also have to study who you were before this life, as far as your astrological, your natal chart. Also, you can study your Draco chart. But another thing you need to study and process is your feelings in this very moment. The very moment where you feel triggered, or the very moment where you feel you're not saying what you want to say, the very moment that you feel that you are not expressing yourself the way you want to express yourself, you sit and you study that and you analyze that and you choose a different option. All right. I want to get a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. This, when I pull Oracle cards, they either can relate to the reading or they cannot, or they don't. It could be an area in your life that you need to know about yourself, or something that really resonates with you. We have a Dragon's Lair. I've never seen this card before. It's ice cold in that bead. Okay. Let's see what it says. Number 19. You are always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter a dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. What have I been talking about? Yeah. Oh, goodness. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating. Like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you will be changed forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is a greater value in risk-taking than remain unchallenged. New territories are waiting to be discovered. And if that didn't go with this reading, I don't know what will. Challenging you to the core, exploring new territories. It's going to be scary to heal yourself and to step out into a new light and choose a different path. But it's here for you to take. And it's inevitable. We're going to take this, the last card we're going to take from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. I love this deck. It's beautiful. It's very logical and euphoric. I love it. The colors are great. Anyway, let's get one card here. Something like the Hangman. Be still. Number 4. Be still. Look at these colors. They are so beautiful. What do you look like she's doing? Look like she's meditating. And feeling the music or the energy flow all through her Kundalini energy here. Yes, ma'am. We already talked about that. Be still, meditate, enlighten yourself, bust out of this shell, become a new you. Happiness and excitement is waiting for you. It's up underneath the surface, and it's definitely going to happen here for you. And I'm excited. Thank you so much for tuning in, Robbie's Tarot. Well, I like to call spiritual therapy or tarot therapy. Please comment below if any of this resonate with you. I am so grateful to be here today because I really thought I was going to die with the coronavirus. So I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm happy you're breathing. I'm happy you're happy. Take full advantage of your lungs, guys. If you can run, do it. Do it for me. Run up and down the street for me, y'all, because I can't wait to get my lungs back. If y'all have any suggestions, put it in the comments below. Thank you. I love y'all. Peace.